The room was cold, sterile, and eerily silent except for the ticking of a wall clock that almost seemed to mock her. The metallic chair screeched as it scraped across the concrete floor. Her wrists were bruised, rope burns lining her forearms, her lips split and a faint trail of blood streaked her temple. She didn't speak. She hadn't said a word since she was dragged into the interrogation room. Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, you're highly welcome to your favorite channel Elliot Stories. Please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more heartwarming stories coming your way tomorrow and never miss any. Share to friends who love stories filled with twist and good morals, and also to loved ones who value respect, equity, and justice no matter the cost. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story travels. And to our fellow beautiful and hard-working YouTubers, let's interact in the comment section. I hope to see you soon. Also, a big thank you to our unique constant viewers, our highly esteemed subscribers, lovely new viewers, and our first-time subscribers for being part of our beautiful journey daily. 1. The unthinkable. Officer Denton loomed over her, jabbing his finger inches from her face, shouting accusations that bounced off the cement walls. You think you're tough? Who are you protecting? Who are you working with? She blinked slowly, like someone who'd seen this play out before. Her silence was not fear, it was control. She won't talk, growled Officer Milner from the back of the room, arms crossed. She's probably cartel. Maybe even a scout. Another officer laughed, dry and cruel. She bled pretty good when we found her. Bet she thought we wouldn't check the warehouse. Truth be told, they hadn't found anything illegal on her. No drugs. No weapons. Just her and a flash drive. But she was black. And she was found in a neighborhood they didn't trust. That was enough. They called her all sorts of names. They mocked her accent, though she hardly had one. They tore through her small purse like animals, throwing its contents on the floor. Still, she sat unshaken. Hours passed. Water was denied. No lawyer called. One officer even took pictures. They laughed when she flinched. They joked about her hair, her skin, her clothes. Every word was a thread in a tapestry of cruelty. Then, Officer Denton, red in the face and high on his own power, leaned in and said, "You better speak up. Or tomorrow, you'll be on the news as another Jane Doe who died of complications." That was the moment her head tilted. Just slightly. Her eyes locked onto his. "Are you done?" she asked, her voice calm, clear, and terrifyingly poised. Denton paused. Confused. She continued, "Because the more you talk, the more trouble you're in." He laughed. "Lady, you're in handcuffs in my station. You think you scare me?" She blinked. "Call Agent Rutherford." Silence. Milner shifted. "Who?" "You heard me. Agent Mark Rutherford. Field Director. Tell him I want 5 minutes. Now." The laughter faded. One of the younger officers looked uncertain. Another stepped out, muttering he needed to check something. Within 20 minutes, chaos erupted. Phones rang. Radios crackled. One of the desk sergeants ran in breathless, waving a badge he'd just scanned. "She's not a suspect. She's one of us," he stammered. "She's undercover. With the Bureau." Officer Denton's face turned white. The woman calmly leaned forward, tugging the rope gently. "I suggest you untie me. Now. Before this turns into a civil rights lawsuit you won't recover from." Denton moved to the back wall as if trying to vanish. Milner stammered. Nobody could look her in the eye. But she wasn't done. "Your cameras were off. Your logs falsified. You tampered with a federal investigation, obstructed justice, violated constitutional rights, and assaulted a federal agent." She stood slowly as an FBI team entered the room. Agent Rutherford, a tall black man with sharp eyes and a trench coat, gave her a respectful nod. "You good, Elise?" "I will be," she replied. Then she turned to the officers. "You just became the case." 3 days later, Elise sat in a briefing room at the federal building in D.C., her forehead bandaged, but her voice steady. "They were never supposed to know I was there," she said, to a table of agents. Agent Rutherford tapped the table lightly. "You did good. You gathered enough intel to bring down the entire Phoenix corridor ring." "I almost died," she replied. "But I held the line. And now, I want every one of them charged." And they were. Every officer involved was placed on immediate leave, later indicted. Bodycam malfunctions, tampered reports, falsified statements, all unraveling under investigation. But the story wasn't over. Elise chose to testify publicly. It wasn't just about her anymore. It was about every black person who walked into a police station and never walked out. In court, her voice didn't tremble. She recounted every insult, every laugh, every drop of blood. "I wasn't tortured because I was a criminal," she said. "I was tortured because they didn't think someone like me could wear this badge." Gasps in the courtroom. One officer tried to apologize during recess. She turned and walked away. She didn't need apologies. She needed justice. The verdicts were swift. Convictions. Lifetime bans from law enforcement. Millions in damages. And a wave of internal reform rippled across the state. Cameras were mandated. Trainings were overhauled. Leadership was fired. But most importantly, change began in the community. Young girls saw Elise on TV and believed in their own power. Parents taught their children about courage, law, and self-worth. And Elise. She went back into the field. But now, she wore her scars like armor. Because sometimes, justice doesn't knock politely. Sometimes, it breaks in with a badge and a voice strong enough to shake walls. Moral lesson. This story reminds us that power should never come before justice, and that integrity is the backbone of every uniform. Prejudice can cloud the mind, but it cannot block the truth. We must judge people by their actions and character, not by their skin or silence. Because the moment we dismiss humanity, we become the very threat we claim to protect against. This story was humbly crafted and brought to you by your favorite channel, Elliot Stories. Catch you on the next one. Huge appreciation from Elliot Stories.